get even with her.
I don't mind.
The CBS Sports Spectacular. Today's show is sponsored by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. The 1980 Volkswagen Rabbit, Dasher, and Scirocco. Volkswagen does it again. And by Old Spice Stick Deodorant for 24-hour deodorant protection. And that great Old Spice scent.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dick in just a moment. This is Pipino Cuevas on the right now in his last title defense against South African Harold Volbrecht, ending in a 6th-round knockout for the champion. Cuevas started fighting professionally at the age of 15, fought only 19 times in the amateur ranks, and has been brought along carefully by Lupe Sanchez, his 67-year-old trainer and manager. He won the title WBA version over Angel Espada 4 years ago at the age of 18, and he goes for the knockout. We talked to him earlier about his non-stop style. All right, Rafael Mendoza, the interpreter, is with us as we talk to Pipino Cuevas. Is there any way imaginable that this fight could go the distance in your view?
¿Crees que hay alguna forma en que esta pelea pueda durar los 15 rounds?
No creo que dure los 15 rounds.
¿Por qué?
Pues porque vengo en una buena condición y he venido aquí a ganar.
There is no way that we can go 15 rounds. I'm in the best shape of my career and I came here to win. And that means to win by knockout.
There is no question of strategy as far as what Pipino Cuevas does in the ring. There is only one way that you fight.
Dice que generalmente no hay ninguna estrategia que tú hayas preparado para esta pelea, que tú vienes solamente a pelear como lo sabes hacer, con tu único estilo.
Así es como el de salir a buscar el knockout.
Yes, you are right. Since the first bell, he will be looking for the knockout.
Final question. What is his impressions as we're on the eve of the fight, moments before the fight, of all that has happened this week, the attention given to him, the attention given to Thomas Hearns? What is his feelings about all of that?
¿Cuál es tu impresión? ¿Qué sientes tú ahora que ya vas a subir a pelear al ring entre unos momentos contra Tommy Hearns, del ambiente que ha rodeado esta pelea, de la atención, de la publicidad que se le ha dado a esta pelea? ¿Qué sientes tú?
Pues siento bonito toda la publicidad que me han tratado muy bien aquí en Detroit y me siento tranquilo, listo para esta pelea.
He feels that he says that he feels happy because they treat him very well in Detroit, and of course he's also happy because he was the focus and the attention. But he is very relaxed. He's relaxable now. He feels comfortable because he knows that he's going to win this fight.
His opponent, Thomas Hearns, on the right, has a reach as long as Muhammad Ali's. He has superb ring sense and can punch with either hand, and though he's only 21, he is more assured, more in command than ever. Had an extraordinary amateur career and has risen swiftly to the top-ranked spot. With a height of at least 6'1", he has the size and equipment to advance to other weight classes. Well, Thomas, it's you and Pipino now, huh?
Yes, Dick, it's me and Pipino all the way. I got to get out there and capture my championship now. I just watched Aaron Pryor, one of the former amateur guys, was with me when I was coming up, and he just won his championship. Now it's all on me.
Are you going for a quick knockout? He says he is.
Well, I'm be definitely going out. Each round I go out, if it goes past the first or second round, I'm definitely going for a knockout each time I go out.
You said something interesting the other day in one of your post-workout interviews, and that is people said, can you handle the left hook by Pipino? And the fact is, you say you have to expect to be hit.
Yes, you do, Dick. I don't care how good of a fighter you are. You're definitely going to get hit. Going 15, 10, 12 rounds, you're definitely going to have to get hit.
Is there any way this fight, in your view, can go the distance?
No, I can't see the fight going 15 rounds. Not at all, Dick.
So there you have it, a look at the principles for this WBA welterweight championship, which you've been waiting for. Pipino Cuevas and Thomas Hearns for the WBA welterweight championship from Detroit's Joe Louis Arena. And I'll be back with Angelo Dundee in just a moment. Thomas Hearns. And there he is, Thomas Hearns, with "Let's Get It On" the back of his robe as he takes to the ring, to the cheers thousands here at Joe Louis Arena here in Detroit, Michigan, getting ready for the much-awaited WBA welterweight championship. Roberto Duran is the WBC champion as a result of his unanimous decision over Sugar Ray Leonard in Montreal, June the 20th. And now Thomas Hearns, the 21-year-old from Detroit, with an undefeated mark of 28-0 and 26 knockouts. 6'1", some people say a bit taller than that. Weighed in today at 146.5 pounds, and will have a 5.5-inch edge in reach over Pipino Cuevas. And the crowd loves him here in the Motor City, Angelo.
I love it. It's electrifying the way he comes into the ring. It really gives me a thrill. It juices me up. I like to get right behind these guys and crawl right into that ring.
And here he is, stone-faced Jose Pipino Cuevas, who married a former trapeze artist in the circus. They were married on elephants. There's a lot to this man that a lot of people don't know about. He's a man of few words. He does his talking in the ring. And he has been cool and confident. And we've talked about Mexican fighters in the past. We saw Sanchez against Little Red Lopez. They have a certain determination and heart. As you mentioned, all fighters have heart, but there's going to be extra determination for this fellow.
Well, I tell you, this man's a gladiator. Both of them are gladiators. They're both good fighters, and it's going to be who's going to get in there with the best shot. Nobody's mesmerizing nobody. Nobody's doing nothing to nobody. It's going to be when that bell rings and the best guy's going to win, the best punch is going to win. That's going to be proven tonight. We don't know. It's the untouchable things that are going to prove the winner of this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my left, presenting to you in white trunks from, guess where? Detroit, Michigan. White trunks with red and blue stripes. Challenging and the leading contender for title honors, weighing 146.5. A welterweight that has done almost everything asked of him. 26 great knockouts and 28 wins. He is known as the Motor City Cobra. Here is the undefeated hitman, Tommy Hearns. Ladies and gentlemen, as his opponent, outstanding king of the welterweights, really needs no introduction the world over. This tonight, his 12th title defense in an outstanding career. 24 knockouts in his 27 wins. Ladies and gentlemen, he weighs 146 pounds with dark green velvet trunks out of Mexico City. Yes, the king of the welterweights, Pipino Cuevas.
Well, Cuevas has his share of supporters here. You saw some signs urging on Pipino, but it's a Tommy Hearns crowd. The rules prescribed by the World Boxing Association. The scoring is figured on a 10-point must system. 10 points to the winner of the round. The referee and the two judges will score the fight. Mandatory 8 count is in effect for all knockdowns. The 3 knockdown rule is in effect. The fighter will win by a TKO if he knocks his opponent down 3 times in any round. And a fighter can be saved by the bell only in the final round. And round 1. World War II, they bill it. Hearns in the white trunks, Cuevas in the dark, the green. And a left hook. Hearns felt coming in that Cuevas would make an easy target.
Well, he is an easy target, but the whole thing is getting overconfidence and taking a gamble because he can punch.
We talk about Hearns' right hand. Let's not forget about a punishing left jab.
Always got to, and listen, Hearns' best punch is a counter left hook if you fall in. It's not only that. He's a complete fighter. He's not just a jab or right cross to fight. He punches with either hand. There goes the slippery shoes. He got leather shoes on, and Hearns has got rubber shoes on.
Well, that's got to be something handlers have to go and check the surface of the ring.
Well, they got to get that rosin out, and they got to cut the shoelace, the bottom of the shoes with the knife or something.
Hearns with a combination And he is on the attack here in round one, and a right hand. Right hand to the head of Cuevas and a left to the body. Tommy Hearns stalking Pipino Cuevas in this first round. Halfway through the opening round.
Cuevas takes an excellent punch, and he's absorbed some real good shots already early.
He's never been knocked down. 22 years old is Cuevas. Hearns is 21.
Cuevas backing up is making the wrong move in there because Hearns picks up momentum when he backs you against the rope.
Good right hand following a left. And Cuevas is taking the punishment now. And if he can show Hearns that he can take this kind of punishment, it could turn to his advantage.
Yeah, but that kind of punishment don't do nobody no good. Cuevas got to start getting some respect from Cuevas.
Less than a minute to go in round one. It's been Hearns' round thus far. Right hand staggers Cuevas.
Takes a great punch. That was a beautiful shot right on the chin.
Hearns with that tremendous shoulder and arm strength.
Well, the whole story is going to have to survive early, Cuevas, to be in this fight with Hearns.
Less than a half a minute to go in the opening round. Hearns keeping outside. Crisp jab as he connects right there. But the right hand has done damage here in round one.
Cuevas looked towards his corner last time around.
10 seconds to go in the first round, scheduled for 15 for the WBA Welterweight Championship. Let's take a look now at Hearns stalking Cuevas in round one, Angelo.
Really hit him with a real good right-hand shot, and he took it real well.
Round two now. See what Lupe Sanchez told Cuevas between rounds.
Cuevas is a very strong individual. He got hit some of the best punches I ever saw Hearns throw.
Slip right there.
The slippery shoes. They got to do something about those shoes because this kid ain't going to get no momentum on his punches, no traction.
18-foot ring. Hearns has been going after Cuevas. None of those punches did much damage. Pipino hasn't been in position to land that left hook. He's had to keep his distance against Hearns, and that reach is paying off here.
Well, the whole thing is he's not firing back. Hearns is punching him at will. Pipino's going to have to get something going because he's going to be dominated.
Good right hand. Following it up is Thomas. Boy, Cuevas can take the punches, and a combination has jarred Pipino against the ropes, and now he fights back. And this is the war we had anticipated. Cuevas twists wildly with a right and left. Hearns on the attack. Will School under Emmanuel Stewart at the Kroc Recreational Center in Detroit came from the Detroit streets, and they love it here at the Joe Louis Arena.
Cuevas already showing us some lumps on his left side of his face from those punches he just got hit.
Minute to go, round two. Solid left hand, coming back with the right. The combinations for Hearns, who's following up.
That's right. Pipino's missing all his punches so far. He can't get no traction under his feet. That's a big problem right now.
Spending the entire 2 rounds backing up, which is not his style.
That's correct. He's got to take the plate to Hearns if he's going to do anything with him. Hearns has no...
Here's a showing
all over. All over.
Pipino Cuevas is down. And he's all right. He shakes his hand, tells Stanley Christodoulou, the referee, he's okay, and that's all. The fight is over. It ends in the second round. And Thomas Hearns becomes the new WBA welterweight champion. Detroit as a welterweight champion. Cuevas got up in time
the fight. He was down at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and the fight unofficially stopped at 2:38 of the second round. Thomas Hearns, with his 27th knockout in 29 victories, is the welterweight champion. And there's Cuevas in his corner, and I don't think he had any idea what hit him. Take us through it.
Great right hand. Great way he reacted. He fell down. Second hand, right hand wasn't even necessary.
He was on his way down, face down. Christodoulou right on top of him counted. He got up about the count of 6. Told Christodoulou he was okay.
He got up in time, but Lupe Sanchez jumped up and stopped the fight. The manager, because he knew the kid had nothing, he was out of it.
Here is Thomas Hearns, the new WBA welterweight champion, and you have given Detroit something to shout about. They need a hero, and you're it. Tell us.
Yes, I feel that I have done a lot for Detroit. Let Mama in here. And I'm very happy to be here to perform for Detroit, to do the things that I have been doing. And I always will keep doing the proper things. As long as I have my mother in the city of Detroit, my manager here, Emmanuel, still with me, I always will do it.
You had Pipino backed up. That's not the way he likes to fight. He was backpedaling all the way. You had him all the way on the run.
Well, I told Pipino from the start that I will not be backing up. I'll be in his face all the way. I told him that if anybody be backing up, it will be him backing up.
Tell me about the series of punches that finally knocked him out. Down.
Well, it was just a shot I set him up for. It was the jab, holding the jab in his face, and shooting the right hand over top. As soon as I hit him with that, I seen him staggering, so I brought another right hand right back on top. And that's what took him out.
Let me ask you this question, Thomas. People said, of course, fighting in Detroit, a big advantage for you. I got the feeling that people expected you to do so much, and that maybe the pressure might have been a little greater on you in the final hours, and you rose to the occasion. Any possibility of that?
Well, the people here in Detroit, they was definitely looking for my best performance, and I wanted to definitely give them my best performance. So I did all I possibly can to make sure that they get my best performance.
Did you think it would end as quick as it did, honestly?
Well, I knew it wasn't going 15 rounds. That was for sure. I told him that it would not go 15 rounds. I wasn't sure what round that he would go out, but I know it wasn't going 15.
You beat a man that held the title for 4 years. You know that.
Well, I always will hold the title as long as I'm able to get the fight. Like I said, as long as I have my right manager, like Emmanuel Stewart, somebody behind me, and the rest of my followers behind me, giving me that strength, I always will do
Final
good.
question, what next for you?
Well, I would definitely like Durant, the other part of the title. I would definitely like it.
The new champion, Thomas Hearns, and you can meet him tomorrow live in our New York studios as we analyze the fight and its significance. And we'll return with still another look at the climactic second round after this word from your local station.
This is CBS.
Take a look again at the final moments of Thomas Hearns' knockout victory over Pipino Cuevas. We hope you enjoyed our boxing coverage and our speedway action from England this afternoon. Tomorrow in our studios, Thomas Hearns will appear live along with his trainer and manager, Emmanuel Stewart. Also, my colleague Angelo Dundee and Roberto Duran's trainer, the veteran Ray Arcel, as we analyze and interpret the fight and the status of the welterweight division. Also, the important moments of the WBA.
CBS Sports Spectacular. The executive producer is Eddie Einhorn. Coordinating producer Jim Maroney. The CBS Sports Spectacular is sponsored by your Porsche Audi dealers, Xerox, We're Big and Small Copiers, and by Natural Light Beer, brewed with only natural ingredients for a good day, sunshine.
And today, the Sunshine's indoors in Houston, Texas, at the Astrodome for the biggest boxing event of the summer season, featuring 3 great bouts. First, WBA welterweight champion Thomas Hearns in a scheduled 15-rounder title fight against Pablo Baez.